And this is where it all began. It was February 21st, 1990, 35 years ago. I came to United States. I used to live in a place right here where I'm standing right now. There was an apartment building. Actually, it was like a short little strip mall. I think there was a barber downstairs. Very cheesy looking place. Upstairs there were maybe 4 or 6 apartments. My brother used to live here, and that's where I ended up. So right across the street where that white and red building is, that's where Arby's used to be. I'm pretty sure it's the original building. So there used to be a gigantic neon of Arby's. This building with the address 3003, it's still there, I believe that was here. Gas station wasn't here. There was hardly anything around here. And it wasn't the nicest part of town, to say the least. On the next intersection on the left, there used to be this kind of a cheap looking hotel, motel. That look, it's like a place that will be charging by the hour. We live on the, it was a brown building that we lived in, I'm pretty sure. Downstairs there were several businesses. Upstairs maybe 4 or 6 apartments. And it was my brother had like a, what would you call it, like a small studio. That's where we lived for about a year, I think. Maybe like 6 months actually we lived here. That's where I lived with him. Back then he used to drive this fancy car. It was a 1974 Dodge Monaco, really big car. Anyway, things have changed quite a lot. Then again, it's been 35 years ago. 35 years. There's a fancy place, bistro called Zola, Sephora. It's on this side. Across the street, shopping center that was opened probably at least 10 years ago. Whole Foods, Barnes and Noble. Let's smell those flowers. They actually smell kind of nice. So there's so much civilization. Ann Arbor has grown so much. I realized it was a long time, but it has grown so much. There's Panera Bread, I see, AT&T. And if you go here, it's a place where my daughter probably would want to live. There's Madewell. There's Anthropology. There's Lululemon, some of her favorite stores. And if she would be hungry, there's Shake Shack on my right. So, okay, that was one of the first places that I lived in when I moved to Michigan. On Plymouth Road, I think they might have been even called Plymouth Road Apartments. In fact, I lived in this building here, 1501. I think we had an apartment on the, it looks like it's a basement on the right side. However, on the other side, you could walk out into a little creek. There used to be a bridge right here I'm standing. This hill I just walked down to, I remember at one point, it was winter and it was so much, it was pretty icy, so my brother actually couldn't. Yeah, I think we lived 1501, apartment 23, downstairs on the right. So anyway, it was one day it was so icy, my brother couldn't get out from in his car, couldn't drive up this hill. So so this place is significant because I met my wife here. This is where we met. We met in this complex. I used to live in this building and she lived on the other side of the creek that I'm gonna show you in a second. Somewhere here is the office and we used to go and do the laundry here and play ping pong. Yeah, I'm maybe a little sentimental. So Washington had to cross Delaware River. This is my Delaware River. This is a Delaware River that I had to cross in order to get my wife's phone number. I have to say it is still absolutely beautiful here. So I lived on this last building on the left side, on the ground floor, and my wife lived on the right. I believe it's that balcony with the little blue basket, laundry basket. So I had to cross the river to come and get her phone number. That's where it started. I believe it was June 3rd, 1991. Okay? That's it from here. And so this is where I met my wife. There used to be a water company or something right here. I think they're building more apartments here. I was talking to a maintenance guys because I wanted to find out how much are the apartments nowadays. And it sounds like it's about $1,600 for one bedroom and $1,600 or $1,700 for two bedrooms, which is not that cheap, to have to say the least. But again, that was 30 years ago. The guys even asked me, how much did you guys pay for rent? Was it 200? I said, no, I think back then, I think we paid about 500, I think, maybe 450. Anyway, whew, nice and humid. It is 12 o'clock, and now I gotta head to downtown, because downtown got a few more things to do. In about 1 hour from now, I have a tour of Michigan Stadium, if everything goes well.